Hello everyone, this is Direwolf20, and welcome to episode 48 of Direwolf20's Let's Play of FTB Evolution. Today, checking out Totem Magic in Malum. So Totem Magic, I think, is a way to do area of effect abilities. So you can like do buffs or debuffs or like automations and stuff. Like we've seen similar stuff with Botania and Arcane, like all kind of magic-y mods, like where you can have like you play something in the world and it affects creatures in an area or items or stuff. So, want to check this out in Malum today because I think, if I'm reading it correctly, we can use this to automate soul generation. And if that's the case, that's what I'm going to want to do. If it's not the case, then I will have another way to automate soul generation, and that will involve just dire things and clickers. But I'd rather use, Malum's approach. So up until now, when performing Spirit Arcana, I have limited my research to personal enhancement and material production. Now I affect the world. To begin with Totem Magic, I may engrave Spirit Arcana into runewood logs, forming a rune representing the magic. If unwanted, engraved spirits can be stripped off with an axe, but I have uses in mind. If unwanted, engraved spirits can be stripped off the axe, but I have uses in mind. With a runewood totem base, and then specific set of runes in a totem pole placed above my totem base, I can perform a spirit rite. While each rite does offer a unique function, they follow patterns and categorize easily. For what I term aura rites, they are simple, effect-providing rites that affect anything living within 8 blocks of the base. For other rituals, which alter beings, most affect anything within half the range of an aura rite. Okay. For those which alter blocks, most affect the 5x5 area of the level beneath the bases towards where the runes are facing. Cool. One caveat is that no rites totem may function within the range of another identical ritual. If you try, the first one will simply fizzle out, the energies coursing through it disrupted. So we need runewood totem bases. So for this, that's what we're about to make. So this looks like a pretty complex recipe, but we're going to need a bunch of Malum stuff. We're going to need some runewood planks and potentially, I don't know what the exposed runewood does, but we'll check that out. We can always grow more runewood if we need. And then we're going to need spirits, which I have some of, but like not a ton, right? But that's kind of the goal here, is getting more. So in order to make runewood totem bases, we're going to need 2 aerial, aqueous, earthen, infernal, and eldritch. So basically 2 of each elemental and then eldritch. So 2 earth, 2 aerial, 2 infernal, 2 aqueous, and 2 eldritch, right? And then we're going to need 4 runewood logs. That looks right. I like how they zoom up there when the like that is cool. That is super cool. 6 runewood planks and 2 hex ash. Oh boy, I hope I have hex ash. Yeah, I didn't think I used any yet. And how many was it? 6 runewood planks. Oh yeah. That is just... Can we just... Once again, I've said this a few times, but it bears repeating. That is cool looking. That is just a super cool... That is just a super cool crafting animation. Sweet. 4 runewood totem bases. All right, so that's that dude. Now, the quest gives me a totemic staff. Normally, I think you would have to make one. I'm okay skipping the crafting. Oh yeah, it's not exactly a very difficult crafting recipe. The totemic rites are both complicated and simple in their own ways. A simple bounded effect, but dependent on the flow of arcana, and it can be difficult to discern their range. I have created a staff to act as a tuning fork of sorts for the energies of rites. Simply holding it resonates with the flow of arcana through the world, allowing me to visualize the area each totem can affect. Interestingly, the staff also allows me to tune a rune into an active state by interacting with it, even if it's not as a totem. This is, as far as I can tell, purely visual, but if nothing else, it will make good decoration. Cool. So my assumption is we go over here and we have some kind of like totem, right? Now how exactly does this work per se? So let's do wicked rites. The simple rite will slowly bring nearby hostile beings to within an inch of death. So I'm assuming Arcane Spirit, Wicked Spirit, Wicked Spirit. So do we just put ooh, there's Soulwood totems too. Like Runewood logs on top? And then so Arcane, Wicked, Wicked. Ooh. So let's start with Arcane, Wicked, Wicked, right? So am I right to assume that it's something like this? And then we do Arcane. Oh, hello. That's cool. And then Wicked. Wicked. And then we right-click it. Dire impressed. Very impressed. Very cool looking. And I'm assuming this means it's on, and if I click it again, it turns it off. I literally just wanted to see that again, because that was cool. All right? And then we do this, and if I hold this guy, he should be showing the area of effect. Okay, so good to know. That probably needs to be inside that room, not... That's cool. Look at it go. Interesting. How cool is that? That is neat. Super cool. Okay. And like a very nice area of effect. That is neato. Okay, got it. Right? So I get you. I get how you work. I want some of those earth and spirits back. Gotcha. So that probably needs to be in the middle of the dark room, right? In order for it to have like true good effects. And it is, in fairness, a little on the slow side. Now let me check out this quest. Automating spirits and unchained blight. That collecting spirit and this lesser rite will slowly damage nearby house moles, and the greater rite will cull mobs in both body and soul when they're at low health, generating spirit alongside their standard drops. A similar synergy exists for passive animals among the various rites. So I'm thinking we want both of these rites, yeah. Yeah, we want this one and this one, so that so it's kind of the same, but it has Eldritch on the bottom. So I assume, and this one says nearby beings on the brink of death are dealt a fatal blow to the body and soul. So my assumption is we need both. One to weaken them, and then one to finish them off. And I'm curious if there's ways to like augment these rites to make them more powerful. Raw Arcana provides the basis for all rites. Without power, nothing would be accomplished. Would wonder what effect Raw Arcana would have as the force of a rite, as a focus of a rite. The answer is a complex and dangerous one. It requires far more to focus than other rites, taking the entire 5 runes to activate. It's as though I'm pushing on some threshold and need some to break through, and in breaking through, momentum is conserved. The rite, if you could call something so chaotic that, corrupts and churns through the totem, altering its very base nature and transmuting the world around it into some indeterminate blighted substance. So I think this, all the arcanes, basically is how you create blight. Once complete, the rite brings about erratic change in the totem, what I dub Soulwood bears scars from the violent method of its creation. Those scars warp magic, altering its fundamental nature. Any spirit rite performed with a Soulwood totem will produce a vastly different effect. Now, already scarred, the power bleeds from the Soulwood totem, corrupting and warping the nearby area. Any nearby block placed atop that bladed substance will be altered. So, Rune woods turn into Soulwood. The scars of this process linger, allowing me to make more Soulwood by placing rune on top of the ritual. Okay. And then we can make Soulwood totem bases, which I assume are maybe like a more advanced form of it. Let's check that out. All right, so I want to check out this thing, the 5 arcane dudes, but I'm doing it away from my base because while I doubt it's going to be super disruptive, you never know. Definitely something weird. So like, let's pick a spot. Like, I don't need to be a million miles away. This ain't going to be like a nuclear incident or nothing. But let's clean up some stuff. And then I'm assuming what I want to do is just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and they can all be arcane, right? Oh, that's cool. Look at that stuff. Oh, man, that was neat. Oh, that was super, super cool. And we totally got Soulwood totem poles. That is cool. So all about Blight time. Blight gunk is in my inventory. Blight gunk. That's cool. Super Thaumcraft vibes, am I right? Like, massive Thaumcraft vibes. And it very clearly said Thaumcraft was an inspiration for this mod. And you can feel it. Just playing with the mod, you can feel it, right? Thaumcraft, by far the biggest inspiration for Malum. Astral Sorcery, definitely getting some vibes there. Eidolon and Embers and Roots, very, very cool. So Blight, huh? All right, a study on Blight. What, why, and how. Blight, something which spoils or damages. What the undirected rite has created has many strange properties, and I intend to categorize them. Blight, study, substance. The undirected rite has, as the name suggests, is random. It transmutes, but it has no pattern to transmute things to. So instead, you get something random. Bits of disparate matter all jumbled together into a foul-smelling powder. I wouldn't recommend eating or growing things on it, but it's otherwise harmless. Well, that's good to know. While experimenting with the interaction between Blight and bone meal, I have observed 2 plants that frequently emerge, the Blight root and the Blight pearl. Neither of these are useful in any way whatsoever, but they appear to thrive within the Blight alone without the need for water or light. Interesting. Blight does not spread on its own. It's just random matter after all, but it has spiritual memory, a pattern which to replicate. When given arcana, or a valid fertilizer, Blight will haphazardly echo this pattern on the nearby area. That echo is why this substance is important for the Unchained Rite. The Rite remembers the violence of its creation and resonates with the memory within the Blight, applying its power to things on top of it. Okay. So something arcane. So... oh my goodness. I learned a thing today. I did something. I don't know what, but I did a thing. I clicked arcane on one of those, I clicked a thing and stuff happened. Scarstone and Blighted Earth and strange crystals, and I have reading to do. Alright, so let's read, because I have no idea what I just did, but something happened. A study on Soulwood. After further study, that's something that you can call that, I have discovered that the Soulwood produced by Unchained Rite has actually become an entirely different species from the rune wood it is made from. It grows differently, it acts differently, it appears the spiritual scars that created it go deeper than just its color and magic. The most obvious differences with the tree itself are shape and leaf color. Soulwood is more spindly than runewood, and its leaves are sickly purple-red hue instead of a rich orange-yellow. It can still be used for many of the same things, though. Aha. Okay. Another obvious difference in its effect on the surroundings, namely the fact that it echoes the undirected rite with the energies of its growth, transmuting the world around it into blight. I ought to create a safely contained area if I wish to grow these trees. Much like blight, the saplings... this is growth. Much like Blight, the sapling accepts both spirit, arcana, and common fertilizers such as bone meal. The end result is roughly the same across both options. So yeah, I used arcana and it could grow a tree and then things. And then you can also get this cursed sap ball and cursed sap. That's cool. Okay, so yeah, we totally did that. What are the strange crystals? A study on Scarstone. While observing the spread of blight in controlled conditions, of course, I have found that rarely the metaphysical scarring is potent enough to affect even stone. Hence, I named it Scarstone. Scarstone is a strange kind of rock, similar to Blight in a way. I have identified granite, obsidian, diorite, and andesite flex, as well as more mundane stone, with no rhyme or reason to the pattern. It doesn't resonate for the purpose of Unchained Rite, though. It appears to only crop up randomly, and I have not isolated the conditions required. Roughly every 10th time Blight spreads, the trauma will carve out a Scarstone deposit. Cool. I guess I got lucky. Strange crystals. While it doesn't resonate with the Unchained Rite, the stone has a strange growth. It acts like a plant despite being a crystal. I do not know what to make of that. Perhaps if I was some biomancer, this might be the discovery of a lifetime. These strange crystals are tough but oddly flexible. The striation is fascinating and seems to indicate something, though I know not what. The material appears to be unreactive to the arcane, making it odder still. I haven't found a use for it, though that might be due to me not being a biologist. The material, as strange as it appears, as strange as Blight can be, is just ordinary. It is quite pleasant to look at, I suppose, and a curiosity, a plant that grows with Blight, all on its own, with no basis like Soulwood's origin as runewood. Fascinating, but ultimately I have not found a use for it. I'm guessing a future use case? And then there's this dude, Unchained Transmutation. The Unchained Rite's echoes can scar more than simply runewood. These patterns seem random, but then Blight is a substance of randomness. Trial and Error has identified 3 categories: transmutation trees of sorts. The effects of applying these scars depends on what material we start with. The pulsing of the rite will shift any given block forward in the tree, with it degrading into Blight given enough time. In dirt, the rite encourages growth without any source. The dirt first grows wooden roots through its structure, which then somehow becomes grass. The mechanism is conceptual, and the next stage makes that even more clear. Moss covers the dirt, consuming the entire volume of it. After that point, the growth has no direction to go, and it becomes randomized, creating Blight. Ooh, okay. Stone converts cobble to gravel to sand, and then magma to netherrack to soul sand. Interesting. Very interesting. So you telling me if I put like dirt around here or something? How does this work exactly? I don't get this part. This I don't think I follow. Unchained Transmutation, that's right. Unchained Rite. Medium Soulwood. Transmutes nearby blocks. Placed up top Blighted Gunk. Unchained Rite. This is Undirected Rite. Where's Unchained Rite? That's undirected. I'm missing this detail. Now already scarred, the power bleeds from the Soulwood totem, corrupting and warping the nearby area. Any nearby block placed atop that blighted substance will be altered. So I have to reactivate it? Perhaps. Okay. And then we put dirt here. Oh. Something happened. Oh. Something happened. Yes. That's cool. And then becomes Blight effectively at the end. Yeah. That's neat. That's cool. And apparently we can turn Runewood into Soulwood, right? And then we apparently made a Soulwood tree that we're going to have to deal with, courtesy of my Celestigem pickaxe. All right. You go away. You go away. I'm definitely getting something. I don't know if saplings are happening, but I'm getting something. Yep, Soulwood saplings. Definitely happening. Okay, 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 okay. Sweet. Alright, so while this ritual is active, it'll transmute for me, right? So that's cool. So we've got Soulwood, Clinging Blight, which is apparently a thing. I sound like I'm picking something up, but I don't know. Is it Blighted Gunk I'm getting? Yes. And then Blight Root. Yeah, all these drop this Blighted Gunk. Okay. And then Soulwood Sapling. Okay, so that was just a sapling, and then when I clicked on it with like a bone meal type substance, it did that thing. And then we've got these guys, which are strange crystals. So I guess the question now becomes like, is this going to spread on its own, or what's the deal? So we've got some Scarstone. I want to understand something here. All right, I see you, skeleton. I know you exist. If you really want me to collect your souls, I will. I want to understand something. If I break the block under this strange crystal, is it going to... Ooh, large strange crystals are definitely different than strange crystals. I'm assuming it grows? Yep. Breaking the block beneath it gives me the crystal itself. Sweet. That's cool. Yeah, I definitely want to, like, clear up this blight, because I'm afraid that it's gonna, like, spread a little bit. Do I have a shovel? I do. Assuming... I'm assuming this is the correct course of action for me? I don't know. Yeah, I kind of want to, like, be really careful about this. I'm getting a lot of blighted gunk, let me put it that way. What I'm going to do is clear out as much as I can from the outer edges. Make sure that we don't have any, like, out here-ish. And then this will be, you know... This will be, like, the remaining gunk bit, right? And then we'll know if it's spreading beyond, you know, anything. Cool? Alright. So then my question is, do, like, Soulwood totem bases do something different than normal totem bases? Like, are they some kind of augment? So... there is a Soulwood totem base, right? And it is pretty similar pattern. So Soulwood totem base. Let's make some of those. Soulwood totem base, right? So for that, we're going to want some Soulwood logs, right? So 4 logs, 6 planks, 2 hexash. 4 logs, 6 planks, 2 hexash, right? And then it's going to be aerial, aqueous, earth, infernal, and eldritch, 2 of each, right? So 2 of you, 2, 2, 2, and 2. Beautiful. Crafting in progress. And then I guess my question is, does the Soulwood totem base have like a bigger area of effect or something along those lines? We're going to find out. So presumably I can do that. And break you? Now, can I mix and match that? No, apparently not. Now, there was something about... So I'm guessing I put Soulwood on top of these, right? I don't know if I like that. Yes, that I like. Okay, Chief. And then we had book. I need remembering how this works. Wicked rites. So it was arcane, wicked, wicked, right? So arcane, wicked, wicked. Pretty much the same. Maybe it's more powerful, like it'll do more damage per. I can't tell. I don't remember how much damage it was doing before, but that might be more. Giving it like something different. Maybe that's this? Corrupting the wicked rites? Protection, force, and speed. Players are omitted. Oh, maybe that's what it is. Corrupted wicked rites. So this is what you use when you do a normal totem. This is what happens when you use this totem. Cool. Okay. Got it. I thought there was some way to get this thing out, but okay, so that's what it is, right? So in corrupting, it's the same pattern, but this, right? And this pattern is applying resistance, strength, and health boost, which is what this said it would do. Protection, force, and speed. I think that makes sense. Right? Okay, got it. Stripped off with an axe, it says. So right click. Oh yeah. That's cool. So then I'm going to put you back to a normal totem base. And normal runewood logs. And then arcane, wicked, wicked. And then you guys should be getting damaged again. Sweet. So basically we're going to want 2 of these, right? We're going to want to have 2 of them. Probably, you know what I could do? Which seems weird, but I think it should work. Soulwood, not Soulwood, regular totem base. I'm going to put 1 here and 1 here, right? And then if we did runewood, 1, 2, 3. Oh, yeah, that's right. You are set to behave that way, aren't you? Now this does need to be a little bit higher, so cut. Y level up. Paste. Boop, boop. Cool. Oh, yeah, and you need, Ooh, that was a close one. Ooh, that was a close one. Is this claimed? It is not. Alright, no more mob spawning, friends. Alright, witch, goodbye. Now, I'm not quite sure how the whole... Let's put all this away for a minute, because inventory getting too messy. But what we're going to want is... We're going to want Arcane. We're going to want Wicked. And then we're going to want Eldritch, right? And then we're also going to want Runewood Logs times 4. Right. So this will be Arcane, Wicked, Wicked. Okay. And this will be Eldritch, Arcane, Wicked, Wicked. Right. And they should overlap each other. In theory. They don't quite extend all the way, so realistically, my better bet would just be having them both in the center of the room. But let's start with this and see what happens, because it doesn't quite go as far as I would want it to. I thought it would be cool, but it's not overlapping quite as well. But let's see what happens. So how about a lever here, because I want this inside the room. Alright, so you guys should be spawning now. But of course you get to sneak out, so bad example. That's a better example. So he'll get harmed, and then from the one totem, and then he'll be killed from the other one. Now, in fairness, because I didn't put them in a way that overlaps the entire room, if he walks into the far corner there, he's not going to get hurt anymore. But that's a problem I can solve. I want to see what happens. So it definitely vacuums to me, but I'm wondering what'll happen when, like, I'm not there. I guess we'll find out next episode, because it's about wrapping up point. So for now, Totem sign off. Hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. We'll come back next time and play with this some more, because how cool is this mod? All right, for now, take it easy.